Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of the Coach's Corner. In fact, it is the last edition of the Coach's Corner of the year, and we've saved a special group of young men and coaches for the last year. It's a WPIAL Championship edition. Of course, we had 3 teams in the championships here from Beaver County. We had Beaver Falls. Unfortunately, they lost. We had Central Valley, and for them, unfortunately, they lost. But they lost to the team we're featuring tonight, the Aliquippa Quips. And we're going to talk to some of their players, and we were going to talk to, right now, their associate, I think it's right, associate head coach?
Yes, sir.
Vashon Patrick. Mike Warfield could not make it tonight. So you're in charge for an hour. How do you feel about that? Did he ever put you in charge at all?
Yeah, he always put me in charge. So it's easy right now. So I just go. I got a good leader, so I just follow his lead.
Well, there's so many questions we have about Aliquippa. We could spend the next 3 hours talking about it. The biggest question I have for you, and we talk about this amongst the media, amongst friends. I've been doing this for 23, 24 years, and Aliquippa's always been good or great. And even when I was growing up as a kid, they were always good. So I don't know if the 1960 team was better than the 1980 team, better than the two. But in my opinion, and since I've been doing this, I've never seen a team in Aliquippa this good and this deep in so many positions. I don't think you guys have any weaknesses. You got a kicker. You got depth at running back, depth on the offensive line, if not the best offensive line in the state, depth at receiver, depth at DB. I don't see weaknesses. In your opinion, and I know you may be biased, but compared to last year's teams and others that you've been involved in, how great is this team?
This team is very good. I mean, they put in the time and effort, and they work very hard. I mean, it goes to our coaching staff, develop them as young players to make them better.
One thing that we see as broadcasters, you see a lot of different teams. And in the playoffs, we see teams outside Beaver County. But one thing that I think your defensive coach told us that your guys play to the whistle, play through the whistle. And I have not seen a group of kids play so hard. It's almost like there's like I don't want to say this in bad. It's almost like they're crazed dogs going after a bone. They're just like they have to make that tackle. It's not one guy. It's 2 and 3 guys. It's almost like if you're not involved in it, you're going to get back to the huddle and they're going to be like, where were you at? It just seems like your guys are so focused.
That's one of our mottos, nobody eats alone. So if it was one person on the tackle, we got to get 2 or 3 guys there. That's why nobody eats alone. We praise as a group. Every defense, we got to tackle together.
John, what do you got, buddy?
Sean, I think everyone thought, at least the so-called experts this year, that if anybody was going to challenge you guys in the WPIAL, it was going to be either Central Valley or McKeesport, were the 2 teams that probably at least had a shot to beat you. You beat McKeesport 42-7. You beat Central Valley 34-7 in back-to-back games. What does that speak to how well your team's playing right now to go up against 2 of the better teams in the state and winning a route both times?
The preparation. This team is focused. When we come in Sundays or Mondays, they watching film on their own. Like I said, just the preparation and the focus that they have during the week of practice.
Another thing we've talked about is, you guys played some pretty good non-conference teams early in the year. And then, against the teams that were struggling, you guys easily beat them. West Allegheny, that was a game where it was back and forth, and it could have went either way, but you guys prevailed. But it just seems like after that game, you guys were challenged, and you didn't want none of that. And you just came right in the next handful of games, you just put the hammer down. And then in the Central Valley game, first half, you guys were challenged. And since that time, it's been all focus again. So talk to us about maybe what was said as coaches after you were challenged those 2 times. Like, hey, look, what happened in those situations that made your team so focused that after that, nobody touched you guys?
I mean, West Day, they was a very well-coached team, and they came in prepared for us. And they hit us in the mouth, and they woke us up a little bit. But the Central Valley game, we came in I can remember coming in at halftime, and we didn't have too much to say anything. The kids already knew. They was already talking amongst themselves what they needed to do for us to propel to win that game.
Now, Vashon, you've coached a lot. How many years have you been coaching there now?
Every year we've been in the WPIAL Championship.
15 years, except, boy, that's something you can say.
Good luck, Sean.
So
right there.
When you coach the kids that you've coached, right now, when I see games, there's like if one guy gets hurt, there's another guy on the bench. There's talent sitting on the bench. What's practice like for these guys, knowing that they're maybe as good as some of the kids that are in there, and hey, I want my chance? What's that like? What's the competition level like?
Competition is great. I mean, that's one thing we preach. The best is going to play at Aliquippa. So the competition level is great at practice, and iron sharpens iron. That's what makes us good.
Sean, I know you're an Aliquippa guy. I remember when you played at Aliquippa and you've been coaching for a long time there. Aliquippa won its 19th WPIAL title last Friday night, and you've been in, and you said 15 years in a row. And I think sometimes people take for granted what you guys have done because you've been so successful for so long. But and I realize you still have 2 more games to play. But as a team, as a program, as a coaching staff, do you ever sit back just for a minute and go, "Wow, this is a pretty amazing thing we've accomplished here"?
Yeah, you definitely got to sit back and acknowledge your accomplishments, because you'll be overwhelmed if you don't. I mean, but we take it day by day, practice by practice, game by game. We don't overlook anything, and we just prepare to be the best.
A couple more questions in our first session here with Associate Head Coach with the Aliquippa Quips, Sean Patrick. Coach, one thing I've noticed is Quip Nation, the fans, the community. Anybody you talk to, like if I'm out somewhere, what do you do? And you about Aliquippa. And it just seems like there's so much pride in your community. Your fans are, I don't want to say radical, they're just so boisterous in the stands. It is so loud in the Aliquippa game. What's it mean to you guys to have that support from the community and the fans?
For me, I love it. I mean, but the kids embrace it so much. When they can have one of the youngins from our little league teams come up and idolize them, and they realize that's who they playing for. Not just the adults, just for the little kids, the inspiration. And I mean, it builds up our community, and we all come together around sports time.
Let's talk about you a little bit. Obviously went to Quip, played for Quip. I'm pretty much everybody that's an assistant coach has either played for or as a Quip guy. So from what I know from talking to other people is once a Quip, always a Quip. And what did it take for you to be a coach there? Talk to us about you after high school. Give us a little bit of history about you.
Well, I went on Kent State,
Okay.
started safety there, and I just came back and just wanted to get back to my community.
Okay.
I mean, I graduated from Kent State, and I started, volunteering in the youth league, and just moved up the ranks. And Coach Piana gave me an opportunity, and I embraced it. And now I'm with Coach Warfield, and you see what we're doing now.
So that begs the next question. We've seen another man go to Ambridge and be a coach. Do you ever have aspirations in the future of being a coach, or are you kind of just happy being a Quip? And
I always want to do better and expect better for myself. So yes, being a head coach is definitely in my future. When the time comes,
okay,
I'm ready.
All right, there you go. John, what else you got for this?
Sean, I wanted to ask you, building off what Mike said earlier about having the competition and practice every day. You guys play like an NFL length schedule every year. It seems like you play 15 games. How much do you think that helps your younger guys to be able to have so much more practice reps than, a team that goes home at the end of the regular season?
It definitely helps. It's another season. I mean, and some of these young guys, these ninth graders coming up from youth league, junior high, it's another season. So another season to prepare yourself, work on the correct steps, and just getting the coaching, constantly getting that coaching for a half a year. Going into the next year, you're going to be better.
Well, we're talking to Sean Patrick. We're talking to the Aliquippa Quips. We got a lot of guys here from the team. We're going to start talking to some of them next, and hopefully we'll get back to Vashon, but if not, that's okay. We'll talk to the young men, and want to let you guys know that as they're enjoying pizza, we want to thank Pizza Joe's from Beaver. Thanks to them, they give us pizza and things every day for the young men to enjoy. And John, we may not have any left because I got a feeling those guys are going to eat it all.
Well, they deserve it. They won a championship.
Exactly.
My goodness.
It's the least we can do. It's the least we can do for them. We'll be back in a couple of minutes here on WBVP, WNBA, and Beaver County Radio.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
Did you know Fisher's New Brighton Foodland is as close as a click? That's right. If you're watching or listening to this broadcast online, open up a new window and click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com and start shopping right now. Fill your grocery order from New Brighton Foodland and follow Beaver County High School football all at the same time. What could be better? Fill your shopping cart up without ever leaving the sidelines. Visit GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com.
You can run out and buy a new car if you can find one or afford one, or you can take good care of the one you have. Take it from Steve at Junction Auto Service. It's all about maintenance. A lot of things have changed in the past few years, but taking care of your car isn't one of them. Now more than ever before, it makes good sense to maintain the vehicle you have, and nobody does it better than Junction Auto. Mention you heard this ad and get 10% off any visit. Visit junctionautoservice.com or stop by their location at 425 Constitution Boulevard, New Brighton.
Get your furnace tuned up and fall into savings. Just call Keller Heating and Cooling now through the end of November and get $250 off a new system. A new Daikin system features up to a 12-year warranty. Keller Heating and Cooling is locally founded, Beaver County based, and family owned, serving Beaver County and surrounding areas. Keller firmly believes in supporting small businesses which help the community they call home. Whatever your HVAC needs, call Keller Heating and Cooling, 412-628-2207.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Hey, we're back. Coach's Corner, and we are with the Aliquippa Quips today. We've got a couple of young men with us right now. We have, next to John is Dorius Moreland, and we've got DJ Walker next to me. Gentlemen, welcome. Put that up. There you go. Thanks for joining us here tonight. One thing I wanted to ask you is, it seems to me that of all the teams I watch, we can talk about how good you are and all that stuff, but you guys seem to be having fun. I mean, just here in the studio, you guys all getting along. When I've been at your games, after games are over, you guys all seem to be having a good time with this. I see some teams winning, and they don't seem that they're having fun. But you guys seem like you're having a lot of fun. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, our coaches just always preach having fun, like regardless, win or lose, like just make sure you have fun, and that's what they always tell us.
So, Dorius, talk to us about that, your experience with the team, and how these guys treat you. We're kind of joking amongst ourselves, but you guys joke amongst yourself a lot too. It seems like it's a great group of guys. You guys are all friends.
Yeah, we usually play around like outside of practice, but when it's time to practice, we all lock in. Everybody's focused, no playing around.
And that's another thing, and that goes to my second question is, on the field, and we talked to your head coach about this, you guys are focused. It seems like when you guys are challenged, like when you were challenged by West Allegheny or Central Valley in the first half, you guys took it up another notch and said, enough of this. Your coach said they didn't have to say anything to you against Central Valley. And you guys came in the second half and basically owned them. Talk about what you guys say to each other.
Basically, we come out as 0-0. We still got to finish the game. We need to score way more than the first half, do better than the first half.
DJ, is it the thing where the leaders are talking like that? Did you guys learn that from the guys before you? Or is it just something you learned from the coaches and how to talk to each other and get each other motivated?
I say it's like kind of both. Like I remember my freshman year, we was like struggling a couple of games, and some of the leaders would like get everybody together, and then like sometimes the coaches would like get us together. But I felt like when we was losing West State and Central Valley, like we knew as a senior class that like we had to keep everybody together so we could come out with the win.
John?
I'd like to ask both of you this, and I talked to Coach Patrick about it. You know, you have such a great tradition there at Aliquippa, and so many titles, so many, been to the championship game. This was 15th year in a row. You've won state titles. How important is that tradition? And you both can answer this, to try to uphold that and know that you just have that behind you.
I say it's real important. Like, it's a tradition, and like nobody want to end the streak. Everybody want to keep the streak going. So everybody just play with a chip on their shoulder, and then you just finish.
It's the same thing. We just gotta play ball. None of us really want to go home losing or not going to the championship. We just all want to win.
You got another grade, John?
Yeah, you guys beat the number. McKeesport for a long time this year was considered the number 2 team in Quad A behind you guys. Central Valley was number 3, and then they moved up to number 2 after, even though after you beat them. To win those 2 games by as big a margin as you did, I mean, how well does that say that you guys are playing right now heading into the state playoffs?
I mean, it looked great, but it's always some things, like we might have won by a lot, but it's always some things that we got to clean up, and we just go back and watch the tape and then move on.
A lot of that's just playing as a team, coming together. We're getting way better than from the beginning, starting slower. That's it.
Last quick question before we move on and go to commercial and bring some of your teammates in. DJ, I know you play basketball as well. Doris, you play basketball as well too?
I'll stop playing.
Okay, you stop playing. I know you're a basketball player as well. You love both sports. Talk to us about your future. What's your plans? Are you going to go and play football? Are you going to play basketball? Or you still undecided?
No, I'm going to go play football, play
football?
defensive back. Yeah.
Have you decided yet where you're going to go, or you're still trying to decide?
No, I'm still trying to decide.
Still trying to decide. Thought maybe we'd get you to make an announcement. Last quick question is, tell us about the pants, because you're blinding me, my man. You're blinding me. I love them.
They're great. They are great pants.
What are they?
They really are.
My grandma bought me these probably a couple months ago, and I just wear them all the time. These
well, you mention her name.
Well, my grandma's name?
Say hi to grandma.
Hey, Nana.
There you go. All right, there we go. Hey, see that, man? Still young man. Grandma still loves them. Buys them some nice pants. I love it. Hey, we're here on WBVP and WNBA, 1230, 1460, Coach's Corner. We're going to take a break. We're going to bring more of the Quips out to talk to them about this week, last week, the whole season. We'll be right back after this.
Are you in high school and thinking about your future, or know someone who is? Consider Geneva College. Geneva is a Christian college that prepares students for meaningful service and their life's work. Geneva has over 145 majors and programs, 18 varsity sports, 100 study abroad programs, and lots of club activities. And Beaver County scholarships help to make a Geneva education affordable. Learn more by visiting geneva.edu. That's geneva.edu.
McGee Heating and Air Conditioning in Aliquippa has been in business for nearly 60 years. Now that's experience you can count on when you call McGee Heating and Air Conditioning at 724-375-7112. They'll answer your call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sue Curlin and her winning team service most brands, and McGee Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated. As always, they wish their best to our local teams. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, Main Street, Aliquippa.
Scoring big at dinner doesn't necessarily have to mean getting the score run up on your family food budget. Level the playing field by shopping at Beaver Falls Save-A-Lot. There's a reason why they say your dollar goes far at Save-A-Lot. Maybe it's time to switch teams, and while you plan for a big playoff run, head out on a grocery store run. Even when time is running out, being able to park close to the door and find what you need in an instant without wading through a maze of aisles makes Beaver Falls Save-A-Lot the right call.
Carver Construction in New Brighton is proud of all of our local football teams. They know what it takes to be a winner. It takes dedication, talent, and desire to do your best. All the things Carver Construction offers its customers. They've been doing it since 1982 for both residential and commercial renovations. Carver Construction, 1090 3rd Avenue in New Brighton. Building dreams one home at a time. Call 724-847-1572 or visit their website, carverconstructionpa.com.
We're back, Coach's Corner. We're doing some quick things because we've got a lot of young men from Aliquippa. If I can count right, and I am the math man between us, John, I think we have 7 young men in there from Aliquippa, the WPIAL 4A champions, 15 times in a row to either Heinz Field or whatever they want to call it now, Acrisure Stadium. Guys, right now we have Nico Eberhardt and Jason McBride. Guys, welcome. John, do you want to give them the...
Sure.
There you go. So let's first ask two senior linemen. A lot of people, when they talk about Quip over the years, they've talked about the running backs and all the talented guys. But in the last couple of years, pretty much everybody's talking about the line and talking about you guys that were there before you. These last couple of years, what's it been like to be recognized as not only obviously the best line in Beaver County and the WPIAL, but in the state as well, where a lot of people were talking about the 5, 6, 7 guys that are on the line? What's that mean to you?
It means a lot, but at the same time, we try to not get our heads too pumped up over the media and stuff, and we just try to keep working. And yeah, we just try to keep working.
Okay, Jace, that's Jason McBride. Nico, how do you feel about that?
We feel good about it, but we put the work in every week, and we put the work in the off season, so that's about it.
So John's going to get some questions in too. I got to wonder at times when you guys line up against some teams, do you ever have guys like you could just see in their eyes that, oh my God, this is not going to be easy? Do you guys ever see that from other teams? Like, you know, in the first series that this is going to be a long day.
Not really. It's just, you just got to come in with that mentality that you just going to dog everybody. And that's what we come and do every week.
Nico, you were shaking your head. Like, it seemed like a couple times you've seen some guys that are like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I got a few guys that did that to me, so I just had to do what I had to do and handle business.
So, before I'm going to get to John in a second, but so many questions coming through my mind. Do you guys like blocking for your running backs and receivers and protecting a quarterback, or do you like being on the defensive side and somebody's trying to run against you and they can't? What do you prefer? Be honest, man.
I like defense better, but I also like blocking for our running backs because we got some great athletes back there.
Yes, you do.
And with us blocking in front, can't nobody really stop them.
I'm a defensive guy, so I like defense as well, but wherever I'm put by the coaches, that's what I got to do, so I like blocking as well.
Cool. John?
You know, you guys, the three of you in the interior line have played a lot of games together now over the last 3 seasons, and I know a couple of you are 4-year starters. How does that help to play that many games together and know what everybody's doing and know, basically what everyone's tendencies are? And I wonder how much that helps you guys to be together for such a long period of time.
I would say the experience. We have a good defensive line coach, Malik Akins and Jaleel Fields. He teaches a lot, and we've been learning since day one. So we just take everything we learn from them, and we get better every day.
Yeah, basically the same thing what Nico's saying. We got 2 great defensive line coaches, and just the maturity that we put in for the last 3 years, coming in freshman year, and then coming in senior year, is just like a different mindset. So, yeah.
I also wanted to ask you guys have a nickname, the Trench Dogs, and every good offensive line needs to have a nickname. At least I think. How did that come about? How did you guys get that name?
We made it last year with the 22 class, so we just stuck with it ever since then, and it's grown. So.
Yeah, basically the same thing what Nico said. It's just like we had the biggest line in the WPIAL last year, so like we just had to come up with a name, and it just stuck with us since.
We're gonna have T-shirts printed up with your pictures on them.
There
There you go. Could get that with DJ's pants. You got
exactly.
something going.
DJ's pants with that color scheme. Guys, you're both so soft-spoken, but I mean, what's it like? I mean, you guys seem like nice guys. You're not just nervous on camera. You guys are pretty soft-spoken guys. How do you turn it on and off? Because when you get on the field, you guys are not. You don't fool around, man. You're right after guys. You don't take any prisoners. So how do you turn that on and off?
I mean, it's teams in front of us that's trying to get to where we want to be. So we just got to handle business every Friday.
Okay, Jason. Let me ask you now. A lot of people want to know what was it like when you were playing McKeesport and that ball was right in front of you. You had quick hands. You caught that ball and you were in the end zone like that. And we were all looking around like, is that a wide receiver that caught that ball? No, it was big Jason McBride. How did that feel to score a touchdown? It was a key part of the game, too. It was still early.
Our coaches tell us Our defensive coaches tell us every day, watch screen, and I got a heads up right before that play, and they said watch screen, and I read Bobby, and I picked it off, and I just said I got to score. I just got to get in the end zone, and that gave our team a spark.
You know, I wanted to ask you guys about last Friday night's game. I've seen a lot of high school football in Beaver County over the years, and I can honestly say I don't remember a defensive line dominating as much as you guys did, especially against a really good team like Central Valley that was 11-2, whatever the record was. How much pride did you guys take in holding them to 1 yard rushing the other night?
It was good after hearing it, you know what I'm saying? But our defense, we got one of the best defenses in the state, in my opinion. So everybody got to do their job, and that's what happens.
First game, they came up, Brett had 80 yards rushing, and then we took that personal. And the next couple of weeks, we ain't allow no running backs to get over 10 yards. So we just took that personal after that week 9 game.
Guys, let's talk. You're both seniors. What are your plans after this year? I would imagine people are looking at you guys and asking you and sending you letters and phone calls and all that. Have you guys made any decisions yet, or what are you guys thinking about doing for next year?
Play college at the next level, of course, but I'm waiting until after the season
To start deciding and taking trips and stuff?
Yeah.
Any names of schools that you plan on visiting, or you'd rather not say?
Georgia State, Air Force, schools like that.
Okay, cool. Jason, how about you?
Basically the same thing what Nico's saying, just wait until after the season because I'm undecided right now, but I also would like to go to a 4-year college and get my degree. And yeah.
Good. John, anything else for these two guys?
You know, you guys have a long bus trip on Friday night. What are you going to do to kill time? Take a nap, or what do you guys plan on doing?
It's a 3-hour bus drive, but it's no excuse for us. So we're going to be watching film and stuff like that, getting our minds ready for the game, and be ready to come at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
We might take a nap first off.
There you go.
And then probably we're going to watch some film on the bus and then get ready for the game, get locked in.
All right, guys, that's two more of the Quips. We want to thank these two young men, Jason McBride and Nico Eberhardt, two of the senior linemen. Also want to thank Pizza Joe's once again for providing the pizza. Did you guys have a couple slices? You guys have any at all? Did your teammates leave you a few?
Yeah.
I got a feeling you two are never late. When you saw the pizza, it was like, yes, I'll take some. That's good. I'm the same way. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, we'll be back in a few minutes here on Coach's Corner on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA Beaver County Radio.
Did you know Fisher's New Brighton Foodland is as close as a click? That's right. If you're watching or listening to this broadcast online, open up a new window and click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com and start shopping right now. Fill your grocery order from New Brighton Foodland and follow Beaver County High School football all at the same time. What could be better? Fill your shopping cart up without ever leaving the sidelines. Visit GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com.
Get your furnace tuned up and fall into savings. Just call Keller Heating and Cooling now through the end of November and get $250 off a new system. A new Daikin system features up to a 12-year warranty. Keller Heating and Cooling is locally founded, Beaver County based, and family owned, serving Beaver County and surrounding areas. Keller firmly believes in supporting small businesses which help the community they call home. Whatever your HVAC needs, call Keller Heating and Cooling, 412-628-2207.
You can run out and buy a new car if you can find one or afford one, or you can take good care of the one you have. Take it from Steve at Junction Auto Service. It's all about maintenance. A lot of things have changed in the past few years, but taking care of your car isn't one of them. Now more than ever before, it makes good sense to maintain the vehicle you have, and nobody does it better than Junction Auto. Mention you heard this ad and get 10% off any visit. Visit junctionautoservice.com or stop by their location at 425 Constitution Boulevard, New Brighton.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
Carver Construction in New Brighton is proud of all of our local football teams. They know what it takes to be a winner. It takes dedication, talent, and desire to do your best. All the things Carver Construction offers its customers. They've been doing it since 1982 for both residential and commercial renovations. Carver Construction, 1090 3rd Avenue in New Brighton. Building dreams one home at a time. Call 724-847-1572 or visit their website, carverconstructionpa.com.
Hey, we're back. We're here on the Coach's Corner, the last Coach's Corner of the year. Holidays coming up. We're headed to the state semifinals with Aliquippa, the only team left in Beaver County. They won convincingly over Central Valley. And we have two more young men from this team. We have Nate Lindsey Gill, safety, linebacker, cornerback. And we've got Isaiah Martinez, a running back and linebacker. Seniors, two more seniors. This is all senior crew here. Guys, welcome. First, let me ask, Nate, what's it feel like to practice against not only this gentleman here, but all the stable running backs you have every day? What's it like having them come at you and have to tackle them?
It's just making you better every day.
Put it up there.
It's just making you better every day. It's more competition, so the game is easy because you're not playing against nobody at that elite level like that.
Okay. Isaiah, let's ask, the one thing I always wanted to ask you, I see you a lot of times get in there in key moments. It seems like they rotate a lot of running backs, and there's been a lot of times you get key carries. And being a senior, you've kind of taken a secondary role towards a couple of really talented young sophomores. As a senior, what's it like not only to be part of this team, but to help the young men behind you grow?
It's great because over the years I've got to see Tyke grow, and then I get to see Lester. He's getting better, becoming a good blocking fullback, and it's just cool to see them excel and what they're going to do at the next level. See where they're going to go.
John?
John too, yeah. John, that man right there, he's like a human highlight reel, like a joystick.
Yeah.
He just moves so quick.
They do. There are a lot of talented, not only running backs, but wide receivers. You guys have a ton of talent back there. John?
He was talking about John Tracy.
Right,
not me.
I figured
Not
you, yeah.
Saying, I don't have a
Yeah, but
highlight
quickly,
reel,
John
believe me.
Tracy seems to be like, when he gets the ball, it seems like he wants to run. He can run through people, but he can also run around people, where Tyke seems to dodge around people, but John is not afraid of contact.
Oh, no, that's like, I talk with my dad about this all the time. He's looking for that hit. He wants to make the crowd go, ooh, so he can spin off and get an extra 5 yards.
John Parada.
Yeah.
You're up.
Your offense obviously gets a lot of publicity. You've got a lot of guys. You have a very veteran, good quarterback, Quentin Good. I mean, Tyke had a great year last year and followed it up. And you have a lot of depth at wide receiver. But it seems almost like your defense gets overlooked a little bit because you guys put up so many points and so many yards. But how much pride do you guys take in your defense? Like I asked the big guys the other night, I mean, you held a good Central Valley team scoreless into like the last minute or two of the game, and they only had 1 yard rushing. I mean, how good is that defense in your estimation?
Our defense is everything. Our defense is our heart and soul of the team, I think, at least. Whenever it's a big play, we make it. Whenever we need the ball turnover, we get it. So that leads to points. You can't have offense without defense. And if you have the best defense, you're going to have the best offense.
I mean, you guys faced Brett Fitzsimmons, who had like 1,700 yards, 1,600 and some. And to hold them completely down, how much of a point of pride was that to keep him bottled up?
What was it, net yards 2, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
One rushing,
one
rushing, yeah.
yard. I mean, it wasn't. We don't look at somebody like, oh, they're doing this all season. We look at it as we got to do our job and stay where we're needed at. And if we do that, the plays will come for themselves. And when you're doing your job and your position, it's just going to all fall into pieces.
And then get your thoughts on your defense too.
I feel like we got the best defense in the state, and if we all do our job and the front line do what they got to do, can't nobody do nothing on us, because it's going to come down to us running. They're going to have to throw the ball because they can't run the ball on us, so it's going to come down to the DBs locking it down, and that's what we do.
Let's talk about expectation. One thing I noticed, and this was in the Blackhawk game, And you guys had them early on, and then Coach Mike and the other coaches put the younger guys in. And I can't remember exactly when this was. I'm sure Coach might remember. But something happened with the younger guys in there, and like 2 or 3 penalties in a row, and he called a timeout, Coach Mike did. And he just let them have it. Okay, you're winning the game by a lot, but he's still coaching the young guys. Expectation. They're not fooling around out there. So talk to us about when you guys were young and you got a chance in games that were over. With the coaches aren't, it's still 0-0 in your mind. And when those kids were fooling around making mistakes, your coaches weren't afraid to let you have it on the sidelines during the game.
Well, when we put our young guys in, we expect them to put up points and we want to done it on the scoreboard at the end of the game, same way we had it. So we expect them to go out there and put up points and treat it like it's a first quarter game, like they started.
Isaiah, let me ask you, not the same thing, but a little different. Expectation. One of your teammates mentioned this. You don't want to be the group that lets the other groups down. What's it like? Every guy on his team has got uncles, brothers, fathers, grandfathers that played on the Quip teams, and I'm sure during holiday meals, Sunday meals, you guys are hearing it. I got a ring. I look at what I did. How's it feel now that you guys got some rings? And now, what's that expectation growing up in Quip, knowing that you're expected to keep that program going?
I mean, it is an expectation, but it's almost like you're meant to be in that position. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it.
This group, we've been together. We've been winning since we were in midgets.
Okay.
Last time we won our first championship together was midgets. So, I mean,
it's all the way since you were this year.
Keep going, yeah.
John?
Can I ask Coach Patrick earlier? It's so hard to win a WPIAL championship. You know, you have so many good teams you have to beat to get there, and you guys have done it over and over again. How proud? And I realize you still have more to play for, so you can't really like look back on the whole season yet. But how much pride do you take in carrying that trophy off the field the other night at Aquashore Stadium?
I mean, it's a lot because you work your whole season for it, and then when you finally get there and you put in that work to get to it, it's just a great feeling. It's nothing really that can compete to it besides states, and that's an even bigger accomplishment.
How about you, Nate? How much pride was that to do it again and win another one?
I think it was big to go back to back, but we focused on states because we don't get rings for the WPIAL championship, so we try and go win it all back to back and playing 3 levels up. Nobody ever did that before in Quip history, and undefeated too. So we try to accomplish.
A lot to be said for what these young men have done and that whole program in not only this year but years past as well. We're going to come back and we're going to have another young man, and we're going to hope to talk to Vashawn Patrick one more time. And we're going to take one more break here on WBVP WNBA. It's the Coach's Corner here on Beaver County Radio.
McGee Heating and Air Conditioning in Aliquippa has been in business for nearly 60 years. Now that's experience you can count on when you call McGee Heating and Air Conditioning at 724-375-7112. They'll answer your call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sue Curlin and her winning team service most brands, and McGee Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated. As always, they wish their best to our local teams. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, Main Street, Aliquippa.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
You can run out and buy a new car if you can find one or afford one, or you can take good care of the one you have. Take it from Steve at Junction Auto Service. It's all about maintenance. A lot of things have changed in the past few years, but taking care of your car isn't one of them. Now more than ever before, it makes good sense to maintain the vehicle you have, and nobody does it better than Junction Auto. Mention you heard this ad and get 10% off any visit. Visit junctionautoservice.com or stop by their location at 425 Constitution Boulevard, New Brighton. No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Scoring big at dinner doesn't necessarily have to mean getting the score run up on your family food budget. Level the playing field by shopping at Beaver Falls Save-A-Lot. There's a reason why they say your dollar goes far at Save-A-Lot. Maybe it's time to switch teams, and while you plan for a big playoff run, head out on a grocery store run. Even when time is running out, being able to park close to the door and find what you need in an instant without wading through a maze of aisles makes Beaver Falls Save-A-Lot the right call.
We're back. Coach's Corner, last edition of the year. We saved the best for last, a lot said, the Aliquippa Quips. We guessed, we thought, let's save them for last. It looked like they would be the team in the WPIAL championship. They were. And they won it, and we were right.
Last Beaver County team standing.
It's the last Beaver County team standing. And we are now joined by another senior, another man on the offensive defensive line, Naquan Crowder. Naquan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Okay, and now the guys in the room, they're on you. You seem like you can handle it pretty easy, but talk to us about your teammates. You guys seem to have so much fun together, joking and laughing, but then you're also serious. We talked to the other guys about that. Talk to us about your experience as a Quip this year, last year, and your whole experience as a Quip.
I think it's really great. I mean, being with these guys all 4 years of my career, laughing and joking around with them. But these guys know how to turn it on and turn it off. I mean, Thursday night, I mean, it's not really too much joking, too much laughing. I mean, coaches is on us about that. But, I mean, coming into Friday, I mean, we're ready. I mean, we know what to do. We know how to talk to each other. We know how to communicate.
So, talk to us. Everybody wants to know. A couple weeks ago, I think it was against McKeesport, the ball's laying on the ground, somebody makes a hit, you just pick it up, and you rumble and stumble, and you got your teammates behind you, and we're all up in the press box going crazy, and you, 85, 90 yards, and you just got in there, and it was so nice to see a big man score, because you rarely see defensive guys score 90 yards, other than what was the Steelers did it?
Greg Best.
No,
James Harrison.
James Harrison did it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And everybody talked like that. It's like James
100
Harrison.
yards. Yeah.
How did it feel to do that? It seemed like didn't your helmet come off too?
No, that was my guy.
That was the other guy, okay.
No, it felt real great. I mean, for me to run 96 yards, how big I am, I mean, I really think it's real great, and especially have my guys behind me.
Yeah, they protected
blocking
you.
for me, yeah. I mean, protecting me. Kind of slow, but I mean, work on that. I mean, but my guys being back there is really great.
You should be thanking the coaches for the conditioning drills so you could run that distance.
Yeah, we have conditioning every Monday. I mean, that's a big part too. I mean, I can't thank that enough.
John?
You got to enjoy it more by being a little slower. You took your time more and could soak in the moment.
Nah, I wish I got there faster so I could get on the sideline.
I wanted to ask you, talk to your line mates about this. You guys have played together for so long now and played so many games together and have so much experience together. What's that like to be able to three of you to just pretty much know what everybody's going to do and know what you know?
I mean, it's great playing football on Friday nights, knowing that a guy next to me I don't have to worry about running back, running to that side or bouncing or beating him outside. I mean, it's real great about that. I mean, I hope they are accountable and thinking I'm accountable to hold down the middle as I do in the game. So that's really great playing with them for that long.
And I'll ask you too, center had 1 yard rushing the other night, and I've seen a lot of defensive lines over the year, but I don't know if I've ever seen, especially in a game at that level, a championship game, the defensive line play that well. It seemed like and I know you guys play well week in and week out, but it seemed like you guys were better than ever the other night. Were you even a little extra fired up maybe than normal?
I was fired up because, I'm a senior. It's going to be my last time playing at Hines. So I was really fired up to play with my guys, on all my juniors and sophomores and freshmen, to play with them my last time at Hines. So we just had left it all out there that night.
So I asked your teammates this on the line. Do you like blocking for the running backs and take a lot of pride in those guys? Okay, obviously. But or do you prefer tackling a guy for a loss in the backfield? Because, you guys get to the quarterback and chase him, and they're making guys – it's like guy catches the ball. He's even in a shotgun. He's still running. There's not one guy, 2 guys, 3 guys. You guys are so quick off the line.
Yeah, blocking is great. Tackling is great. I just like playing. I just love playing the game. I just love playing the game.
Speaking of playing, talk to us like we asked all your teammates, your future next year. Being one of the top linemen in the WPIAL in the state, you got to have people knocking at your door. What are you thinking about?
I really don't have a decision right now that I'm choosing on heavily.
Right.
I'm still finishing out my season, but
still have schools you're going to visit? Do you have any schools you plan on visiting? Can you tell us that?
No, not right now. Not off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
Still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a few schools that I plan on going to, but not right now, heavily.
Do you think you'll go as an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, or is that all up in the air as well?
I go to school, put me where they play so I can play.
John, you can't beat a kid with this kind of attitude. In fact, all these guys have really good attitudes about it.
They do. Well, they got something else on their minds right now. They're trying to win another state championship. They still got 2 more games to go, so I like the focus where college can wait for a few more weeks. They'll still be recruiting them.
Speaking about John's, you guys are all focused. We get some kids that come in here, but you guys are all laser focused about this. And in some teams, they win 1, okay, but you guys are even more focused this year, it seems, than you were last year. Why is that?
I think that this being our last year as seniors, we take this pretty seriously. Half of them, basically, our whole 4 years of high school career, we all played the same amount. Started, played in championships. But it's also a bigger thing than that. Like in Aliquippa, a lot of teams did win state championships and WPIAL championships. But we have a chance to do something a team in Aliquippa never did, was go undefeated in 4A and win a state championship.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah, that's a remarkable feat. Do you? I know you're still in the season and you're still got more games to win, but like the other night when you walk off that field with that trophy, do you take a minute to kind of soak it in and go, "Wow, we won it again"?
Yeah, I wouldn't say off the field. I get home at night and lay down, and then I really lay down and really think we just really won a WPIAL championship and we're blowing the team out.
Yeah. You're playing a team that obviously nobody here is familiar with, and Allentown Central Catholic clear on the other side of the state, but I'm sure, I know you've watched film and tape and video. What do you think of what you've seen them on the film?
As I say, I think every team is a great team. We're going to go out there and play like they're the best team that we ever going to play. So, I think they're a great team. I know my guys think they're a great team, but I know for sure that we're a better team. So, yeah.
What do you got planned for the long bus trip? If I ask your line mates, one's taking a nap, one's watching film.
We're going to take some naps, watch film. It's all going to be in a mixture there. It's a pretty long ride, so we're going to all have mixture in there and get some food while we at it.
Yeah, definitely got to do that.
Yeah.
If the situation arises and you happen to see a ball on the ground again, or you happen to get an interception, and you happen to get in the end zone again, you got 2 games to do it, or it could happen in college. Do you have a celebration plan this time? That you just got in there and that was it, and you got basically to the sideline. You didn't. I don't know if you gave the ball to the referee. You just kind of got any. I think at high school you might get called for it. Yeah. But you got to be in your mind at least thinking,
I
Something
did
fun.
have a celebration move thought when I picked up the ball at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
But when I got to the 20, I couldn't think about nothing but breathing. So I just let it all out there. So
That's the best answer in all the weeks yet.
It's
and
just that was the line of the year on the coach's corner.
We had a couple
right
good
there.
lines of the year, but that is number one. It took to the last 5 minutes. So talk to us about we didn't talk a lot about your coaching staff. I think everybody knows. Everybody on the coaching staff, practically, I think everybody has played at Quip, and you've got guys coming back. I believe I'm not sure who it was. Daryl Weaver, somebody was there the other night. You get guys coming back all the time. What's it mean to have the guys that were the stars of the program that have gotten college stardom, pro stardom, and then all the guys who even went to small colleges and played to come back and teach you guys? What's it mean to you guys?
I mean, it's really great. I mean, basically our whole coaching staff played at the next level. Having Darrell Reeves, a Hall of Famer, come and talk to us before our biggest game of our lives, I really think it's really, really great.
Makes you feel good?
Yeah. And it makes us play better as a team.
Well, we've got a lot of people to thank tonight as we're running out of time. We want to thank Vashawn Patrick, the associate head coach of Quip. We want to thank Naquan Crowder. We want to thank in the other room Dorius Moreland, DJ Walker, Nate Lindsey Gill, Isaiah Martinez, Nico Eberhardt, and Jason McBride. Also John Parada, and of course Curtis I.D. Walsh. We want to thank him as well. And thank you to everybody for listening all year long. And we will hopefully be back in the winter for basketball sometime in January. You've listened and watched another edition of the Coach's Corner here on WBVP, WNBA, and Beaver County Radio. Go Quips.